What a weekend of football. I can now post this video because the weekend's officially done. Wow. Liverpool 3, Newcastle 2. The 16-year-old does it at the end. But I tell you what, guys, I smell blood with Liverpool. I smell it. I've been smelling it since the start of the season, since the transfer windows. I did a video, when was it? 3-4 weeks ago. Maybe 3-4 weeks ago, saying Liverpool signing Isak does not guarantee them the league. Why did I say that? And I will keep reiterating it, right? Because Liverpool's problem is not attack. It's not attack. I thought, I don't want to talk too much about Liverpool. They're the champions. They deserve respect. Ahead of the clash this Sunday, they go in as favourites, right, against Arsenal, right, and and rightly so. They're the better team. They found a way to dig deep. Going to St James's Park is never a easy. It's never an easy place to go to. I mean, Arsenal, we've lost there the past 2 seasons. Liverpool, this is like back to back. No, they drew there last season. They won there the season before with 9 men? And they've won here today. So Liverpool got a pretty decent record there, a lot better than we have the past 3 seasons. And credit to them, they did what champions do. They didn't play well, but they were clinical. They took their chances, man. I mean, that was Liverpool's shot on target since the winner was Liverpool's first shot on target since the goal by Ekitike, which, come on. Credit to Newcastle then. I can't lie to you. Credit to Newcastle, but a part of me, as much as I didn't want Liverpool to win, a part of me is kind of happy to see Newcastle get gut punched. Can't stand this club. I think it's about time someone like Anthony Gordon, I think it's about time someone got sent off for stuff like that, because Newcastle do that a lot when big teams come to their grounds. This whole rough housing and, we want to show you that we're... But they do that stuff and they get away with it. Funnily enough, they did obviously not to that level of intensity as Van Dijk with Gordon, but they do stupid stuff like that where they'll elbow a player. We saw the Guimaraes antics 2 seasons ago, and nothing happens. Not even a yellow. So it's good. I'm actually happy that was such a red card. And I gotta say, Virgil van Dijk, that guy is the epitome of cool under pressure. It happened. His teammates were flipping out. He's like, "No, don't worry, guys. I got the receipts. Look at this. My sock came down. Look at the scrape on my calf." He was calm. Even I thought that was so cool. Him sitting on the pitch, talking to Gordon, being like, you know what you did. You're going to get sent off, but it's calm. And I think Virgil knew that. For me, I just thought that was just, wow, that's what you call a leader. He kept his head, I just wanted to highlight that. That was really great. But it was a great fight back from Newcastle. But credit to Liverpool, they got the result. But now I want to get into why do I smell blood with this Liverpool team? And by the way, smelling blood doesn't mean, we are so barnstorming, amazing, Arsenal, blah, blah, blah. Because, look, Arsenal, we didn't play great against United last week. We were terrible. And we played better against Leeds, but I didn't think we were amazing against Leeds. Leeds actually, the first half was actually kind of hard, But here's why I think I smell blood with Liverpool. That midfield and that defense. And I'm going to get to that. So there's a duo that I think can win Arsenal this title. That duo is Rice and Zubimendi. If anyone watched my video about the preview of United before the start of the season, I kept talking about that midfield. That is so important. And what's crazy is that they have, you can already see they have a good understanding with playing with one another, right? So I can only imagine what's going to happen with more and more games. And it's interesting watching Arsenal's midfield dynamic change, because since the 22-23 season, we've essentially played with two eights, with Erdegaard as one advanced eight, and first Xhaka as a kind of like an eight that's making runs and progressive passing. Then the season after we tried then the season after we brought Declan Rice in, then Partey got injured, then Rice moved into the eight. He deputized there, did a decent job. But I feel like now we've kind of this season, it's almost like it's weird. It's not like we've got two sixes, but you just got two central mids, Rice and Zubimendi, cleaning up, mopping up, and then getting the ball as quickly as possible to our attacking four players. And I think that this double pivot, it actually allows Martin Odegaard, because they both got Emo, and Martin Odegaard to roam. You know, I feel like Ozil would have dreamed of this type of role. It's obviously not saying you don't work hard, you don't track, but at the same time, I think a fair degree of freedom is given to the attacking players, which you kind of saw against Leeds. Obviously, we needed a set piece. We needed a set piece to open the scoring. It's a weapon. I don't mind. I'm happy to keep using that weapon. Chelsea scored 3 set pieces this weekend. No one's talking. They scored from 3 corners. Bet their fans were G'd up about it. Yeah, because it's a goal. It's a legitimate goal. But what's the point I'm making? We still needed a set piece, right? We still needed Saka. So we still needed the old reliables. We still needed Saka. What were the old reliables? The old faithfuls. Set pieces and Bukayo Saka. Just this efficiency king, who didn't even have a great game, but he does what Saka does. Once he gets the ball in front in areas, you know he's going to produce a goal or assist. That's just what Saka does, right? But back to the whole midfield balance thing. I think, let's be honest, I'm looking at the teams now. I could be wrong. I'm no genius with this stuff, and I could be wrong. Not every opinion is right. But I think most people are of the opinion that the title is going to be fought between Liverpool and Arsenal again. And City. City will be there as well. However, I genuinely think Liverpool are there for the taking this season, especially with the signings Arsenal have made. And I think our midfield pivot, it really, really helps us. That Rice-Zubi midfield, hopefully they can stay fit, because I think having a settled midfield, I think not just me, anyone can see it. Most football writers will see it. Like, you can see just the impact of having a settled midfield, right? And how much of an impact. Look at Liverpool last week, the draw against Bournemouth. They did Wirtz, McAllister, and Szoboszlai. Didn't work. Really, really bad midfield balance off the ball, and getting run through by Bournemouth on the transition. It was so easy. Look at Man United when we played them last week. I'm actually surprised. I was surprised he started Bruno and Casemiro, giving their obvious limitations in midfield and the big spaces they'll cover out of possession. The big spaces they won't cover, out of possession, right? And it was interesting because people were hammering our performance as bad as it was. Like I said in the video I posted about it. If our final ball was right and a couple of those counterattacks that we had, another team that is just better with that final ball annihilates Man United. And if anything, that's why I was so disappointed, because I expected a lot from our midfield, right? Because I know what they're capable of. But Man United had a poor midfield balance. You'd arguably say Spurs, they have a good one. Sarr was amazing against Man City, as was Paulinho. That's a good signing. Obviously, they're gonna need against smaller teams that park the ball where you can't kind of Thomas Frank your way out, and you have to be direct. Let's see, and you have to. The onus is on you to create and more chances. Let's see what Spurs will do. But they got a decent midfield balance. But City don't really have a good midfield balance. Nico Gonzalez is not Rodri. City need Rodri back ASAP. Obviously, supposedly he's going to be back. He's back playing, but they need him up to speed quickly, because Reinders, Gonzalez, and Shirky, that doesn't really look like it's going to work. It's a bit too offensive. They don't really know. Yeah, it's just why I'm saying Zubi and Rice are the most settled, in my opinion. Most settled midfield, Zubi, Rice, and Erdegaard, who's played with Zubimendi before. And Zubimendi looks like he's been playing for Arsenal for ages. And I think this is going to be really, really big because going back to Liverpool, obviously today they had Curtis Jones, they had Gravenberch, who came back into the team. Gravenberch, Curtis Jones, and Florian Wirtz. Wirtz, obviously an amazing player. He's yet to really impose himself. I think now more than ever, Liverpool's midfield, it looks unbalanced. It looks imbalanced. It looks unsettled, right? And you saw it against Newcastle today. You saw it against Bournemouth. All you need is a team that's really going to exploit that and take advantage of that. And I can think of no better midfield to do that than Rice and Zubimendi. And why I think this is so key is because look, we know Liverpool's asset is their attack, the Mohamed Salah. But what happens if they can't get the ball? So that's what I'm thinking. Look, I smell blood with Liverpool. They're struggling to find their balance. Even with their fullbacks, Kerkez and Frimpong, they're fullbacks, but they're playing fullback, but they're wingbacks. These are guys that bomb forward. So I'm just thinking, okay, cool. They're bomb forward. You've got Konate and Van Dijk doing the dirty work, and then you've got Gravenberch, who's going to drop in there. Hopefully, let's see, McAllister, he wasn't in the team this match against Newcastle. They definitely need someone like him. But I think Liverpool, obviously I'm going to do a preview about it, but Liverpool, they're there to be taken. I think Arsenal have a midfield balance that most of our rivals don't seem to have yet, right? So let's see. And I've deliberately not mentioned Chelsea there because Chelsea are going to do good this season, but they're not. I don't think Chelsea are a title rival, a serious title rival. It's going to be Liverpool and Man City. Despite the Man City loss to Spurs deservedly, they just got Thomas Frank. That's just Thomas Frank. He's one of the best coaches in terms of knowing how to prepare or set up your team. Set up your team. He's one of the best he's like top 3, top 4, like in terms of best managers in terms of knowing how to set up a team to highlight a team's weaknesses. He's perfect at that, right? But back to Arsenal, our midfield gives us a real hope. Now going on to that Leeds game, I didn't really think it was a great performance, but hey, look, the job got done. 2 goals from set pieces. Gyökeres off the mark with his first 2 goals. I think some of the discourse about him is just ridiculous. I didn't think he had a bad game against United. I thought he actually had a good game. He held the ball up well, made some good runs into good channels. I think our final pass just let us down. I think he takes his goal well against Leeds. It's poor defending. But he times his run well. It's the type of goal we've seen him score in Portugal. Can you do it in the Premier League? He just did it. Fair enough, it's a promoted team. Leeds is not really a great sample size to measure our performance. Liverpool's going to really show us where we're at. But even playing against Liverpool, it's still very early on in the season. But I definitely wanted to come in and talk about that midfield. I think it gives Arsenal such a big advantage. And I think them guys just need to turn up. If they turn up, man, it changes the dynamic against Liverpool. So I was happy with Gyökeres' goals. Now, Saka being injured, Erdegaard being injured. No Saka, no problem? Maybe, because now we got depth. Now, obviously, the drop-off there's still a drop-off in quality because Noni Madueke is not Saka. I think this is a lot of people. I was concerned coming out. I didn't want it to be a super long injury. So, obviously, we're seeing that, it's going to be, 4 weeks, hamstring injury. So, let's say, give or take, Saka will probably be back probably at full speed within, 6 weeks. Right, that's a big blow given the games we've got. I would like to have Saka. It's a big blow, but it's not a devastating blow anymore, right? And even Erdegaard with the shoulder, that's a big blow, but it's not a devastating. Right? Why? We have Eze. Eze can come in. He can play the 10 for Erdegaard, and then Madueke can come in. Obviously, he's not going to be anywhere near as good as Saka. He's not going to be anywhere as effective, but you at least get something, right? And you got Ethan. I don't think Max Dowman, and it's crazy that Max Dowman got more minutes than Martinelli. That tells me something. I don't know, is Arteta saving him for Liverpool because he tends to do well against Liverpool away from home? Or what? Are you sending a sign that this could be that Martinelli's actually going to ride the bench and be an option for Gyökeres? I don't know. But I'm looking forward to previewing the match against Liverpool. It should be good. But yeah, I smell blood. I smell blood, and I genuinely believe that this duo of Rice and Zubimendi, man, this duo, it can really, this could be the key. This could be the platform because you're just thinking about them. I'm thinking about them. Like, talk about, we were already difficult difficult to play against as it is out of possession, but then you get these two guys as well, but not in a way where it actually platforms our attackers to focus on attacking. So now I just need to see a bit more offensively in terms of how we play, getting used to Gyökeres, and this could be a movie. So I smell blood with Liverpool. I smell a lot of blood based on these first two performances this season. And just an honourable shout out before I go. Urian Timber, 2 goals for him. I think this guy is 100% Arsenal's third best defender. Obviously, it's tight between Gabriel and Saliba. It's tight because, bruh, maybe Saliba edges it because you see, like, he really makes people play better because you see the difference when he's the only centre back playing and when Gabriel's the only centre back of the two playing, and the difference it makes in performances, right? So maybe Saliba edges it, but Timber, wow, oh my goodness, this guy, I've been singing these praises and I'll keep singing. This guy, he's such a good defender. Such a good defender. And I said it before and I'm going to say it again. He's better than Ben White. Ben White has got a real fight on his hands. I think Timber just needs to learn how to build that same chemistry with Saka and Erdegaard. But he's getting there though, because the pass he makes for Bukayo, it's a great pass. That's a pass that Ben White would make. So the combination play, he just needs to improve on that. And Ben White is riding the bench for a while. I'll tell you that for free. So the league is shaping up to be a great Premier League already. It's going to be interesting. Liverpool on 6 points, Arsenal on 6 points. City already got a loss. So open on the transition. I definitely don't see them finishing above Arsenal or Liverpool. I could be wrong, but yeah, I don't see anything about City that convinces me that they've changed. So let's watch this space. I smell blood with Liverpool, and I think those two, that dynamic duo of Zubi and Rice, this is early days, but this is a duo that can win Arsenal the title. Anyways, guys, just some ramblings from me. Thank you so much for the love, the subscribes, the likes, the comments. Continue to do so, and yeah, I'll do my best to get as much content as I can. Take care.